Hello, my name is Layla. I want to take you with me through one full day of my life, a day that is completely dedicated to learning English. I am not a native speaker. I am just a normal girl from a noisy city, but English became my passion, my daily friend, and my door to a bigger world. This is not just about grammar books or memorizing vocabulary lists. This is about how I live my life in English, how I breathe it, how I turn my simple daily routine into an English learning journey. Every morning, I wake up at 6 o'clock. I don't check social media immediately like many people do. Instead, I put on my earphones and play a short English podcast. Sometimes it is about travel, sometimes about food, sometimes about technology. I keep a small notebook on my bedside table. Every time I hear a new word, I write it down quickly. One day, I heard the word wanderlust. I smiled because the word was new and beautiful. I repeated it again and again while washing my face. Wanderlust, wanderlust, wanderlust. It may look funny, but repeating words in simple moments while brushing my teeth, making my bed, or washing my face makes them stick in my memory forever. When I go to the kitchen to make my morning coffee, I stand in front of the mirror and talk to myself in English. I say things like, "Good morning, Layla. How are you today? You look a little sleepy, but also motivated." At first, it felt very silly. I laughed at myself. But later, I discovered that speaking to my reflection was an excellent way to practice pronunciation and build confidence. The mirror became my first audience, and I became my own teacher. After coffee, I put on my sports clothes and go jogging for 30 minutes. But I never jog in silence. I always listen to one English song every day, just one. I don't try to understand the whole song. Instead, I choose one small line and repeat it again and again while running. When I run, I breathe in rhythm with the words. I feel the language entering my body with my breath. That is how music becomes not only entertainment, but also memory training. When I come back home, I dedicate 1 full hour to focused English study. But my method is different. I choose a short video on YouTube, maybe 3 minutes long. I watch it the first time without subtitles. I watch it again with subtitles. I write down the most important sentences by hand. Finally, I act like the speaker and repeat the sentences aloud with the same intonation. This way, I don't just learn isolated words. I learn ready-made sentences that I can use immediately in daily life. For example, I once watched a video where the speaker said, "It's not about being perfect. It's about being better than yesterday." I wrote it down, and now it is one of my favorite sentences. I also keep a diary, but I don't write in my native language. I write in English. I don't worry about grammar. I don't care if my sentences are always correct. I just write. For example, one day I wrote, "Today I felt very happy because I spoke English with a tourist in the park. My grammar was not perfect, but my smile was real." My diary is like a secret friend who listens to me every day. And the best part? When I look back after a few months, I can actually see my progress written on the pages. At lunchtime, I don't use recipes in my language. I always choose recipes in English. One day, I made pancakes. The recipe said, "Add baking powder. Whisk the eggs." At first, I didn't know the difference between whisk and mix. I confused them. I laughed at myself. But after cooking this way many times, kitchen vocabulary became natural for me. Now, words like chop, slice, and boil are part of my everyday English. After lunch, I sit at my computer and open an app where I can talk to native speakers or learners like me. At the beginning, I was very shy. Sometimes my mind went blank and I had nothing to say. So I created a trick. I wrote small questions on colorful papers and put them on my desk. Questions like, "What's your favorite book? How do you spend your weekends?" Whenever I didn't know what to say, I looked at one paper and asked the question. Slowly, conversations became easier. After a few months, I didn't need the papers anymore. One of my favorite learning methods is acting. In the evening, I choose a short scene from a movie I love. I play it, pause after every line, and then repeat it with the same tone. Sometimes I copy the exact accent. Sometimes I change it and make it dramatic, funny, or even exaggerated. When I act, I don't feel like I am studying. I feel like I am living inside the language. I also changed the language of my phone. Everything is in English: apps, settings, notifications. At first, it was confusing, but soon I realized how powerful it was. One day, my phone showed the message, "Storage almost full." I understood it immediately without a dictionary. Now, every notification is a small English lesson. Before sleeping, I spend 30 minutes reading an English book. Not a full novel, just a few pages. I have one rule. If a word is not important for understanding, I don't stop to translate it. I just continue. This habit taught me patience. It taught me to focus on the general meaning instead of every single detail. Finally, before I close my eyes, I take my phone and record a short voice message for myself in English. For example, I say, "Today I learned 5 new words. I used 2 of them in conversation. I feel proud of myself." After a month, I listen to my old recordings. It's amazing to hear the difference in my voice, in my confidence, and in my vocabulary. During this journey, I invented my own creative ways to learn. I put small papers on objects. On my fridge, a paper says fridge. On the mirror, it says mirror. My home became a living dictionary. While walking in the street, I describe everything in my mind in English. The bus is late. The sky is blue. That man is reading a newspaper. I have a friend who is also learning. We made a rule. Every day, we must speak English for 10 minutes. Whoever makes more mistakes buys coffee for the other. It's fun and effective. After months of this routine, I am not perfect in English, but I am free. I can talk with strangers without fear. I can write long texts in English. I can understand more movies and songs. Most importantly, I no longer see English as a school subject. It is now a part of my daily life, like coffee, like jogging, like breathing. And every single day, step by step, I feel that I am walking closer to the world. This is my story, my daily routine. Not special, not extraordinary, but it is full of love for the language, full of creativity, and full of small victories that make me proud. Because learning a language is not about being perfect, it is about being better than yesterday.